Brian, you told me on Media Day that you needed a Clay Guida in your life. Now that you got the victory over him, how do you feel about it?
I feel good. This is someone who I looked up to as a kid. Wanting to go in the UFC, I always looked up to him. A few guys that I actually say I looked up to and admired, and it's just something that as a kid, when you're a kid, you just say, man, one day, I'm going to be with these guys. I'm going to fight like these guys. And I actually got to fight this guy. And it was great. It was a great moment for me. And I got a little emotional with him after. I told him everything. I told him I looked up to him my whole life. And it was just good. It was a good outcome for me.
What was going through your mind when you actually were standing across the octagon from him? Oftentimes when people fight somebody they admire, they're hesitant, they're panicked, it feels different than what they expected. What were you thinking?
I was like, dude, that's him. I was like, when my first UFC debut, I didn't take a picture with any pro besides him. I was like a fan kid, I told my coach, I was like, look, it's Clay, man, like, let's get a shot. And I even put it up on my Instagram a long time ago, my first debut. And then to actually fight him now, it's crazy. And I think he actually told me that day, he was like, you're a 45er? He goes, man, I'm going to have to fight big boys like you? And then now we're fighting, now we fought, so it was like, it's crazy how it came out.
And did you win it that way? Is that how you thought you would beat him?
No, I thought I was going to submit him. I honestly thought he was going to shoot in. I was going to be on my guard, off my back, shooting some triangles, arm bars, and then eventually him slipping up and me catching a submission. But he stood and banged with me, so we did the same.
As a child growing up and looking up to him, what was it that attracted you to his fighting?
It was his energy, He's just this. He never had a boring fight, A lot of people say he did, but this guy is just. He's jumping around, the hair is everywhere. He's throwing punches, he's wrestling, he's hitting you, standing back up. Just his demeanor, It's just he's a wild guy, like a Tarzan, So, and I was like a crazy little Tarzan kid growing up, so it was perfect.
Do you feel like this is the most significant win in your UFC career to date?
I feel it is, I feel like he's a veteran. He's an accomplished veteran. He's fought the best of the best. He fought two, Rafael dos Anjos, Anthony Pettis. He has wins over Nate Diaz. So just to share a fight with him was an honor for me, and for me that's my biggest victory.
You also knew going into this fight you'd have a lot of support from your fans. Did you feel it out there? What was the walkout like for you?
You know what? I was getting a little worried. I was like, wait, this guy has a lot of fans here too. Because he walked out first and the crowd went wild, and I was like, it's not supposed to happen. This LA is my scene, And then when I walked out, the whole place just blew up, and I was like, all right, there we go. I feel good about this now.
How did you feel about the new weigh-in yesterday? Did you like it?
The new weigh-in is amazing. Like, literally, I cut weight for a little bit, like on Thursday night. I actually posted a video eating steak and potatoes because I wasn't worried about it. And then I woke up in the morning at 1:47. At 9:30, we weigh in at 10, right? The earliest. So I went to the jacuzzi for like 15 minutes, came out, did the weight, 145. So it was amazing. And I got to eat for like almost like a day and a half.
Do you feel like it helped your performance today, getting to weigh in officially and rehydrate earlier?
Yes, I feel like this is something that we should actually do a lot more often if all the commissions come together and make it possible, because this as a fighter, this is something that made me perform better. It made me feel a lot better. Usually the next day I feel my stomach feels a little bit different, right? From I only cut 10 pounds, but still, a cut is a cut. And I feel it just doesn't make you feel you're just fighting off of adrenaline and just the crowd. But this time I felt like I was myself.
What did you think about taking part in the weigh-in, but as a rehydrated fighter? Like, did you enjoy it more than you usually do? The actual face-off, when the whole thing in front of the crowd.
Face-off was great, man. It went bananas.
I noticed that he did his whole routine.
He did his whole routine. I was in the back, and I was like, dude, we already made weight, like he was like looking at the scale, jumping up, like if he was worried, I was like, all right, I guess we got to put out a show though, And I was like, this guy's mad dogging this scale right now, dude. He went there with the bananas. I was like, all right, cool. I took one banana, ate it, gave me more fuel for the night.